Welcome to Rangers Radio on the Matchday show, the world's one and only unique live phone-in show for Rangers supporters all over the world. Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Well, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Foxshare, on the show this evening. It's my mucker, Port Bear. Evening, Port.
Evening, mate. The European season and kick-off starts tonight, mate. Looking forward to it.
Yes, and I'm on with the European anorak.
Aye, that's the anorak's officially on, mate. It's back on for the season.
It's a nice anorak, mate, but it's still an anorak.
Aye, it's still an anorak. It's a nice one. It's a Canada Goose one, but still an anorak. It's a good anorak.
Right, okay. Have you got a team for us, mate? You want me to shout it out?
Yeah, shout out, mate. Shout out. I've not got it.
A few talking points in this one, mate. Right, Butland, Tavernier, Suter, Cornelius, McHoma, Raskin, Diamondi, Asgard, Gassama, Moore, Germiti. Substitutes: Kelly, Wright, Rothwell, Barron, Antman, Dejiga, Bayovsky, Gentles, Danila, Bryce, Curtis, and McCallion. I don't think anybody's seen that starting 11 coming, Port.
No, certainly not me, mate. Certainly not me. I thought Miovski would have. We'll start with there. I thought Miovski has done enough after getting his first goal. I thought he was a shoe-in to start. I think it's. I understand Chermiti's got to play. I understand Chermiti's got to get his chance, but Miovski's led the line, in my opinion, pretty well. Gets his first goal, and I thought that would have been a definite shoe-in. I'm surprised by that.
Yes, and I think the other big talking point will be Mikey Moore starting again, mate.
Mate, I don't know if you agree, but I think there must be something in that boy's contract that with Tottenham. I can't think anything else that boy's got to play. Because where I feel sorry for the Ant-Man, you know, I know he's dipped in form since his debut, but he's your player, mate. I've got this belief, mate. He's your player. Make him out as much as he does, and I know he's maybe this next big thing. But I would rather develop their own players. It's only my personal opinion, by the way. I'd rather develop their own players and try and get Ant-Man back to the form that we saw on his debut against Pilsen. So I don't know if you agree. Is there something in the contract that the boy must play so many games?
Oh, if there is something in the contract, mate, Forum's got to get you in the team, mate. If no, you're managing, and I'm not blaming the manager for this because he wouldn't have gave out that contract. You're managing with one hand tied behind your back, mate. It's criminal, mate. It's criminal. Forum and fitness and everything should get you in the team. No, a contract. If that's happened, somebody's dropped a B, in my opinion, mate, because it's wrong. And the Forum with Mikey Moore's done the last few games, and I'm not picking him out for the bad results, mate.
No.
He's a young boy developing in the game, mate. He's brought nothing to the party, and he'd be out the team, yeah. And it's just there'll be a lot of people talking about it tonight. I think the centre forward will be the big talking point. That'll be the number 2, mate.
Yeah. What I think with Moore, mate, as well. I think obviously the hype around him, and he's meant to be the next big thing going to come out of English football. He's well thought of in St George's Park. They've spent, they've really tried to develop this young kid into, to be a top player. But mate, you're older than me, and there's a lot more older listeners than me out there. What I'm getting at is, there's better players than that boy come up to this country and found it very tough. And I, I'm a great believer, mate. If you're good enough, you're old enough. But so far, the wee fella, I don't want to criticise him too much here. So far, there's at times I felt it's living a man doing, mate. And I don't know if that sounds harsh, but I think sometimes it just looks, you know,
Yes.
he's not ready, Oxshire. He's not ready.
He looks like a boy playing man football, Pop, yeah?
Aye, that's the word. That's exactly what I was looking at, mate. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Which puts pressure on your teammate away, because if there's a man missing Oxshire, it's hard enough to play against 11 against 11. But when you've got a guy that's like a missing shot and he's offering you nothing, either whether it's going back or whether it's going forward, Tav's game's got to change when he's playing in front of him, because then Tav can't get forward and can't get involved so much. So his game slightly changes because he's got to stay in cover. Moore, because Moore doesn't do the backtracking, mate, and that's something. If he's going to be a top player, he's going to need to, like every other winger, every other wide man, every other number 10. They all have to track back Oxshire and all have to be involved, because that's the way a team works. You have to all fight and dig together.
I think he'd get away with that, mate, if he was ripping it up in the forward areas.
Oh, 100%.
He's not done a lot. And look, I've got a bit of sympathy for the boy. I just think he should come out of the team and then try and get back in it. And if your theory, and you're not the first one to say that on the show, I hope that's not correct, because you should be in the Rangers first team on merit, no anything else, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not what you do during the week, Monday to Thursday, Oxshire, in your training. It's what you do on game day. If we're playing a Thursday, if he on game day goes out and rips it up, if he's on Saturday, Sunday, whatever it is, and goes out and rips it up, then he deserves to be in. I'm a great believer in, I don't care what you're doing during the week. I do not care. I've heard Russell Martin saying it. Oh, his team is brilliant during the week. The team looks superb.
Do you know any manager that picked a team with training, mate?
No, I don't.
Did you never seen the Fox play, mate? Yeah. See, if you think
Right.
about Baresi and Beckenbauer's love child, that was a Fox playing football, right?
Right.
It was master, never a hair out of place, by the way. Immaculate.
I believe that. I believe it.
Sometimes people thought he had a wig on because his hair never moved, mate. Immaculate, right? And all week at training, all he would do was roll fags, mate. But what a Rolls Royce of a player. What a Rolls Royce. Yeah. He wore the same strip for 6 weeks, mate.
Not a mark on it.
No mark.
No mark, mate. Yeah,
No,
that's the way he can. You know that's the way he carries himself, mate. The Fox carries himself like a true gent, didn't he? Not a mark on a guy.
But it wasn't what he done during the week, mate. It was what he done at the weekend to go him in the team, yeah?
And got him into trouble.
Aye. Might have been the blade doing his socks, but that's another story. Right, okay. That was for the Oranges at half time. Right, we move on, mate. I'll give you the team again because people have just started joining us. The team is Butland, Tavernier, Suter, Cornelius, McHomer, Raskin, Diamondi, Asgard, Gassama, Moore, and Chermiti. Substitutes: Kelly, Wright, Rothwell, Barron, Antman, Dajiga, Majowski, Gentles, Danilo, Rice, Curtis, and McCallion. Okay, we better get the phone lines opened, Port Bear. Yes,
let's do it.
Join us.
Let's do it.
Let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Right. A question for you, mate. The midfield, Diamondi, again. Oh, Lord, he's our player. One decent game this season, mate. One, would that be fair? What? Come off a mute, Paul, and I'm talking to myself.
I thought the Hibs game, in a different role, he played well, mate. I thought he allowed Asgard and Raskin to be the more sort of forward thinking. So what I was really happy to see is he was a team player, mate. Me in particular, I don't think that's Diamandi's position, but he played a position where it was not, in my opinion, not suited to him. I always think Diamandi's a guy that's box to box and he'll go and get involved and make things happen. And when he's in these wee tight spaces, he'll get himself out of trouble and make a pass, get a goal, whatever it is. But against Hibs, I noticed he had a different role. It was more Asgard and more Raskin were the ones getting forward. Hence, Raskin get his goal, and I think that was Asgard's best game as well, mate. So I'm happy. I'm happy with the midfield. I didn't realise Asgard was such a unit, mate, and for a big lad, because he's a big lumpy boy. He's got somebody touch, mate, and he just looks everything looks effortless to him, and I think he is going to be a real Rangers player when he finally settles and we finally find his best position. But I thought Asgard for me was a standout against Hibs, mate. But so was Diamandi. Diamandi done very, very well in a position that I think's alien to him. Also, what I'm hoping is tonight is um Gasama gets on that left hand side, and I'm probably going to be thinking that's going to be your man Moore on the right, and Asgard will be the number 10. So that's the way I see it lining up. And your man Chermite will be your focal point. He's got to be given a chance at some point, I dare say, mate. But I do feel a wee bit sorry for Miovski, because I thought Miovski's played well since the start. And the bench, in my opinion, looks pretty strong as well. What you thinking, Ox? Is Ox doing a bridge?
It's maybe the managers looked at it horses for courses with a centre forward port and thought 6'4" physical centre forward. It might be something that they're not used to. It might be horses for courses. I would have started
Could be.
Miovski, but maybe the manager's seen something that we don't know, mate.
Aye, well, he's your man that's scouting them, mate. He's the man that's scouting them. So, you know, the Genk manager, Torsten Fink, has made 4 changes to his side as well. They felt a dramatic 2-1 loss against Union St Gallows in Saturday. Their goalkeeper, Hendrik Kommerbeers, comes in alongside Yelmer Medina. They've got Bangur at the back, former, former Celtic striker. The boy, I can't pronounce his name, but the former Celtic striker. So
That's
far,
his name. I think that's his name.
is that what it is? Is it? Aye.
No, but
So
they
and
have a
he.
O in their team, is it? Oh, this and all that.
Uh, so far, he's netted 12 times in 47 matches for them. So, he knows the team. But if anybody fancies a wee flutter tonight, Oxford, by the way, can I give you a few odds?
On you go, mate. On you go.
Right, Rangers. Now, I don't understand these things, right? So I'm going to just read what I'm reading here. So Rangers are 31 to 20, whatever that means. The draws 49 to 20, and Genk's 13 to 8 to win.
The bookies don't see a lot in the game, mate. They don't see a lot in the game. Yeah.
Yeah, aye.
Yeah. We're no strong favourites, put it that way, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, right, okay. As I say, I'm not a bookies man, but that's certainly the odds it's breaking tonight.
Listen, mate, it's a big game, and hopefully we can get 3 points tonight, and we're sitting there with 3 on the board, mate. It's important if you're serious about progression. Obviously, it's quite a long spell, the group stages, but having 3 points, then what do you think, 9, maybe 10 could get you through, and you've made a good hole in it if you can get the 3 to start with, mate.
Aye. That's what it's all about tonight, mate. If we get a good start, Rangers switching to Europa League with Genk, the visitors Ibrox Stadium with their phase opener. You know, I hopefully they get that desire to go get that, that win. Cracking up the pressure on Genk right away. It may take it from there. Hopefully it puts to bed that horrible result against Bruges. Again, it's Belgian opposition, mate. Genk were very unlucky, by the way, before the end of their league. They were tapped the league in that crazy sort of split they have when the top three play each other. Genk ended up losing the last 3 games, and that's the only reason Bruges won the league, because Genk were leading with, I think, six or 7 games to go. Genk were leading, you know what I mean? But because of that crazy split they've got, where the top 4 play like 2 semi-finals and then a final, so you could be 4th in the league next year and still win that league. And to me, that's very, very harsh, especially when Genk were leading for so long, and then get pegged back because of that crazy sort of semi-final final they play. But they're a side that's got quality, mate. They've got quality throughout their team. The boy Bangura that plays the middle of the park for them. The Greek boy Kastiteras, he's a bit of a danger man. And the boy Palazuelos in Congo, who are the wide men, and Arabi, who's a striker here, top goal scorer. They've got danger throughout side, mate, from throughout the side. But if we reach any of the levels, mate, that we've reached against Hibs, and I was on the show, and I believed Hibs were a better side in Hearts, as in footballing terms. I know they were a bit leaky at the back, but I still thought I was more worried about Hearts than I was about. I was more worried at Hibs than I was worried about Hearts. And I think we was an easy game against Hearts, mate. So
Hibs over the piece.
Hibs over the piece. Aye, so what I'm hoping is that's a catalyst. I'm hoping that's a catalyst for us to push on and get a result tonight. Is it in the Rangers fans' eyes?
Have you got a brown paper bag here?
Not yet, but I'll get one.
Well, do a favour, take a breath while we listen to the manager, right?
Oh, is he in? Right, let's hear from him.
Right, let's hear from the manager.
Russell, Europa League night at Ibrox, always a special occasion. How excited are you in the squad for this one?
Yeah, looking forward to it. Start of our European campaign, obviously, after the qualifiers. So I think we're looking forward to it. We're going to try and build on the performance and the result we had on Saturday, which was a really good one for us. Now we have to take another step to where we want to be by winning the game and putting the performance we're happy with.
Yeah, just on Saturday, what did you enjoy about that performance and what do you want to see from your side tonight?
Well, the level of control, the level of courage to take the ball always, the movement for each other to be available for the ball. And we were patient, but we were quick and we were aggressive about it. So we grew into the game. Tonight we have to start the game well and build on it, like I said. So putting a performance that we're happy with and wins the game.
Just on your team, obviously Yusuf Chamiti comes in, his first start for the club. What is your thinking behind that one? I think you analyse the opposition and also you put into context the performances we've had. Boyan's done great since he's come in. And then scored, which was great on Saturday, and it looked a bit tired because he's gone from not much football to a lot of football, a lot of minutes, and he's done brilliantly. So you assess things. We have 3 games this week. Yusuf's trained brilliantly. They're pushing each other really hard, along with Danny as well. So just felt it was the right change for us to make tonight. Yeah, and just lastly, what sort of challenge do you expect from Genk?
I think regardless of them, with big respect to them because they're a good team. Had a good season last season. They've had a frustrating start like us. But we have to turn it into the game that we want. So the players are really aware of their threat. The players are also really aware of what can help us win tonight. And now they have to carry it out like they did on Saturday. So we need to try and turn it into the game that we want to, and very quickly.
Thanks, Bill.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Aye, it could be horses for courses, mate. 6'4" centre forwards. You don't get them often now, do you?
No, that sounds. You did mention that, and that sounds what the manager's looked at. He's looked at, a guy 6'4", and I think he looks quite mobile last year. He seems quite quick across the ground and a nice touch. He can hold the ball up. So yeah, maybe I think Miovski's more a penalty box striker, so maybe they need more than that. Maybe they need him to drop deep and link the play and, bring the midfielders into play, bring the wide players into play. But what he needs to get, what my big thing tonight, mate, is service. They need to provide, Rangers midfield and wingers need to provide service. Or Miovski's a guy that scored 60 goals in 2 seasons for Aberdeen, mate. And if he's not going to get the service, then where does he goals come from, mate? That's my big bugbear at the moment. We need to provide service for midfield and from the wings.
Couldn't agree more, mate. I couldn't agree more. I think it was Allbear said he named the 5 centre forwards, I think, or 6 centre forwards. And at the time, he didn't think any of them had a chance, really. What they ever know had this consistency of chances. So, that's a big X in the Russell Martin report card, if you're honest, mate. Lack of chances.
Yeah, I think if I read right, I think there's been one chance for open play made, which is scary, mate. One chance for open play. I read that start either last day or the night before, and that's what they were saying. So far under Russell Martin, there's been one chance, as in from open play, as in no, I'm not counting free kicks here, I'm not counting corners. I just mean them getting through the team and opening a team up and getting a chance for a striker or a winger.
Aye, Austin, that's what I think Asgard. When I look at him, mate, when I've watched him, I personally think he's flattered to deceive, mate. And just the way I take it, you might see it differently, of course, but I think he looks more like a number 10 than a midfield player. Now, I based it on the fact that I don't think he can sniff defensive danger, mate. And that's part of that defensive midfield role. Even if you're attacking midfield and you're getting your team's under the cosh, you have to help out. And I don't think he's got it, mate, that in his armoury. What I've seen so far.
No, I do agree. And he doesn't spell danger in behind. And if he's playing part of that midfield three, that's one thing a midfielder has to have. You have to. It's all right going forward next year and getting involved and making things happen. But when you're getting broke on, you just have to have that nous and that knowledge and that 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 danger. If they break on us, he must see that before that happens. And I agree with you. I don't think he sees danger in behind like a Raskin. Where he's back in there, he's filling holes, he's breaking things up, he's filling gaps. I don't think that's part of Asgard's game. I think, I think when Asgard came in, I just see him as more a forward player, and that's where he played for Norway on the night he scored his 4 goals. He was forward playing along like the 2 10s when they were playing. It was Odegaard and Asgard, and they were seen as they had their defensive midfielders. The boy Nordgaard that signed for Arsenal. They let them boys go and play and get involved in the final third. That to me, that's Asgard's best position. But he does not see danger in behind me. It definitely doesn't.
What's your initial thoughts of the boy Cornelius, mate?
After a couple of games, mate. See, I've changed my mind on him. The first time I saw him for Canada, I thought he had a bit of pace, but he lacks pace, mate. And this is one thing I can understand why Russell Martin does. What Russell Martin does, but he's got us up in the halfway line at some points playing. I know he's trying to squeeze Tim's in. I know they're trying to squeeze him in because they're sitting on these low blocks, so we're trying to push right up. But we then have to rely on the only one I think has got pace at the back is McGover, the young left back. Because if Tav's playing, he's not got it. Aarons is out. You've got Suter towing a caravan, and that's the way Cornelius looks to me. He just didn't look any quicker than Suter. So that's another thing that concerns me. The fact that, we play such a high line, and if we get broke on, we've got to rely on the young boy Magoma to be a bit like Yefty used to have to do, get back here and make that challenge and get back if we're broken on. But defensively and organising, I like the fact that he does open his mouth. I like the fact always nipping players' ears in front of him or beside him. So I do enjoy that side of him. He's got a pass. I think he's comfortable on the ball. So early stages and what I'm seeing, I do like him, mate. I do like him, and at least we've got the chance to buy this guy if it works out.
Right.
What about
I think
yourself?
you're
What about yourself?
I think Robert's joined us. Yeah. Evening, Robert.
Evening, lads. How you doing?
All right, yourself?
Aye, all right, mate. I'm not too bad. How's you, Port Bear?
I'm good, mate. You good?
Aye, all good, mate. All good.
Good man. Good man.
Right, what you
Lads,
popped in for? What you popped in for?
just want to join, mate. Give you a wee call. Interesting lineup, obviously, with Chimity
Did you-
starting.
Was that the shot for you?
Aye, mate, I'll be honest. Given the fact that we obviously got on the score sheet of the weekend and off to a start, I thought he'd have been the one to kind of keep that role tonight. But just my point tonight, mate, is obviously we know that European games can be quite open. We've spoke about Asgard previously. I know you spoke to him about him at the start of the show. Is this potentially a game that will be quite open, where we could actually see his real attacking qualities in that final third?
I hope you're right, mate. And I think that this sort of competition bodes well for open games, particularly at the start of the if you like, the group stages, because there's no benefit for to the end, head to head and all that. Oh, it's a long time before you have to start looking at the mathematical possibilities. That last year was unbelievable, wasn't it? When we went away to become from 9th to 3rd or something, because all the results went my way. I think there was more results went my way than the South Side's got it up all season. You know what I mean? So I think it's bodes to attacking football. Port Bear.
It will be interesting to see, mate, because we know Genk's not going to come in European football. We know this. European games, especially, they don't come in and David happens in the Scotland game. They sit in these banks are four and trying to break teams down. These teams play a bit more open, expansive football, and more often than not, even under previous managers, that's when I felt Rangers looked at their best in Europe, because we didn't need to worry about this low block. We actually got a chance to play the football that we love watching, and that's that open, expansive, seeing them knock the ball about, having a goal, and then again, their teams would have a goal, which would create more spaces. So I'm expecting the same, mate. I'm expecting a totally different. I'm putting my head on the chopping block here. I'm expecting a different Rangers tonight, mate, under Sir Martin, because there will be space to play in.
All right. Anyway, we'll be joined by Dummarnock. Evening, Dummarnock.
Good evening, lads. You seem all right? Aye. Wi-Fi's a bit iffy. I think it's crazy dropping Majowski. Your striker gets a goal in the previous game. You don't drop him for the next game. No, I mean, that to me, that's just bad management. Aye, we want team harmony and you play people to get their chance, but you don't drop a striker after he does his job. No, I mean that's just that's crazy. Hopefully he'll prove meringue, and I don't know why he keeps on throwing Moore in as well. I think Martin's trying to get himself a sack, but we just need to run with it, get behind the team, and hopefully.
Dummarnock, can I say a thing? I've said this already, right? And I get your rationale, and I don't think any such symmetry starting, right? When we've named the team, but if we go to a situation, mate, if he does anything, he's always right, because that quite quickly we've got to this situation, didn't it? There might be a perfect rational reason. Now, I don't know the Genk team, but the two of them could be 5'2", the two centre backs, so he plays a biggie. But even then, I think, well, what did you know play Majowski? It's only hindsight that these calls are right or wrong, innit? Moore, I totally agree with you, mate, but the Dimitri one has surprised me, but maybe there's a rationale, and maybe we'll see it as the game develops. Yeah.
I think he's just his players, know what I mean, and he's trying to make a point actually, and I just hope it doesn't slap him in the face, because it'll slap us in the face at the same time.
Aye,
I hope he's got it right.
Aye. I get that, mate, but I get the clamour and I get the where people are with it. I understand that fully. But he'll be judged by results, and maybe there's a rationale. He maybe thinks he can get an hour out of Dimitri. Then you bring on the work rate of Majovski. Portbear will come to you next, mate. Or maybe it'll be that he knows that maybe they're not the greatest at set pieces. We'll get a 6'4" centre forward that might cause them problems. It might be that simple, Port.
I know, but I wouldn't class Majovski as a 5'5" player. Majovski looks quite a unit as well, mate. He doesn't look. I made a man ago, I think he looks
Would you
good
reckon
in the air.
about 6 foot, Majovski? About 6 foot?
Aye, I think he's running about that neck of his, mate. But he is good in the air, though. You know, he scores a lot of goals with his head. You know what I mean? And I think he's a bit more mobile than Shermity. I think he runs the lines better. I think he always seems to find space. I noticed during the Hibs game when he got in, he got himself into a lot of space at times in the inside left or inside right channel. I noticed he was so frustrated that the balls weren't coming to him. But you know, as you said, mate, horses for courses, and who's to say he'll not get to the stage
Hot
where
off the press,
Majovski's
got a knock. Majovski's got a knock. Not fit to start. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Then that puts that to bed then.
Yeah. Anyway, Robert, in you come, mate.
Aye, well, just before you said he's got a knock there, obviously that impacts the manager's decision for the night. I was actually thinking just when you were speaking that maybe he was looking at a rotation, as we said on Tuesday night. When can Chimiti get a game? This could have been a chance for him, and he might have had an eye on Sunday that the 3 points, arguably on Sunday, are bigger than 3 points of the night. I know every game is massive for us, and every point's vital, but the league form, he might have looked at that and thought that Majovski was a better candidate to start that game rather than tonight. But if he's got a knock, then that obviously impacts what he can do, and it's a chance for Chimiti and go and show what he can do. I dare say he won't play the full game. We'll probably see Majovski or Danilo at some point in replace of him, but it's minutes in the legs, and he's got a chance to go and do something. And if he can go and get a goal or get an assist, it gives him the confidence and gets that monkey off his back that we spoke about on Tuesday night.
Get a goal. Centre forwards need goals, no assists.
Exactly. That's what they're there for, to put the ball in the pokey. You know what I mean? They're not there to play it in the wing and trap deep. They're there to be in that penalty box and to get on the end of passes or break through from midfield and into the box and taking shots. That's what they're paid for, scoring goals. No to set goals up. That's for, I think that's for football goes right, to tell you the truth. It is playing people out their positions and stuff like that and expecting a lot more. It's fundamental. It's about putting the ball in the net, and that was wins the games. Doing brilliant defending and blah 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 doesn't help to win the game, but ultimately it's the other end of the park is where it matters, really. As far
But
as
if you
I'm
don't
concerned,
score, you'll never win, will we?
Yep. So I will hope for the big man comes out and gets a couple of goals and gets his 2-0 up the first half. That'd be quite good. Could get him after a flyer for his Rangers career. Hopefully it's a good thing, know what I mean?
Aye, I see Damaluk's a similar few years with Moore. What's your take on it? Are you surprised he starts tonight, Robert?
Mate, I thought it would have actually been put to the bench with Ant-Man coming in replace of him, if I'm being honest, Ox. As I said in previous shows, mate, I don't see what he's contributed more than any other player who's played that position so far. That includes the likes of Ant-Man and Curtis. I know he's on the other side, and that's Gassima's preferred position and his strongest position is that left side. I just don't see what he's brought to the table so far. I hope I'm proved wrong tonight. I'm hoping proved wrong that he can actually bring something to the game, and that's a player that has come up with potential from Spurs, and that's the kind of player you're looking for to get the ball into Chimiti, the likes of Gassman on their side. But surprised he started again, Ox. I just don't know if he maybe sees that he can get more out of Ant-Man at the minute as an impact player rather than a starter as well, and that could be a strength that we might need because the bench does look strong, as I heard Portbear saying earlier on in the show.
When you look at the bench, and I'll read it out again. When you look at the bench, you can see the change in the squad, though, man. You know, when you look at obviously the team is Butland, Tavernier, Suter, Cornelius, and Maghoma, Raskin, Diamondi, Asgard, Gassaman, Moore, and Chamiti. I mean, for last season, Butland, Tavernier, Suter, Raskin, Diamondi. There's six players. Kelly, right? Obviously, then you've got Rothwell, Barron, Ant-Man, Dajiga, Miovski, Gentles, Danilo, Rice, Curtis, and McCallion. So even on the bench, you've got Rothwell, Ant-Man, Dajiga, Miovski. It just shows you how the squad developed. But they've come in, they're new players, no matter, but they've got to improve their performances collectively and individually.
Aye. I think I agree with you regarding Asgard. I think he just looks clumsy on the ball. Again, hopefully he'll just hopefully gets better and better now. I just thought he looks a big clumsy footballer. But again,
I thought he got
hopefully
caught in possession about 3 times, mate, in the weekend. You know, he's just waiting, and people are going to tackle in the middle of the park. There's times where he looks nice on the ball, but that time he's looked nice for me is when he's in space, and you don't always get space domestically. But Port sees it different. Port.
no.
You're on mute, Port.
You know what it's like in Scottish football. You know, Scottish football, it's like playing with a hot toddy in it. You know, you just go, you don't get time. I mean, you're doing playing in England where he's played, and you can beat a fit and tap the ball and spread a 40-yard pass, and you know you get time to take on a player and play your triangle, play 1-2, etc. The game's far different. Scotland as a footballing nation is so unique. It's, as I said, it's so unique. It's unbelievable. But as I said, any time I've seen any Rangers, even under Gerrard, Gio, whoever it may be, you go to a domestic game during the week and you're thinking, oh god, that was turgid, that was a tough slog, etc., etc. And then we went to Europe. You go to Europe and made some of our best results in Europe. You know, like Braga, Porto, you know, to name but a few big European teams, and we just seem to lift it against them. And I do genuinely think it's because they get the time on the ball. It's not as physical. You know, there's time to, you know, get your foot in the ball, get your head up, you know, make that turn, play these 1-2s. I just think the game's totally different. Europe walks here, and we always seem to excel in it, and that's what I'm hoping to see tonight. I'm hoping to see these players lift it another 20-30%, and let's see what they can really do in Europe, especially guys like Gassman, when he's going to get a lot more space. Moore might get a lot more space because I think he's got the in-game intelligence. Same with Asgard, I think he's got the in-game intelligence if he's got time. But in Scotland, it's just you just don't get the time, mate. I think we'll see a different Rangers side tonight, mate. Honestly, I do.
Robert?
I think it'll be more open, mate. As I said, European games, they're always kind of open and end to end, and it's about these kind of players that have got the natural ability, a bit of creative side to flourish. It's a big chance for each and every one of them. We know what Gassman can bring. He's got goals in the competition already. He's looked dangerous at times. I do prefer him on that left hand side. He looks like more attacking threat on the left than he does on his right. We know he's going to be able to chop in, have a shot. I just need to see some more from Moore, mate, if I'm being honest, to kind of agree that he should have a starting spot, because if you look at it on form at the minute, there's a lot more that he can deliver, and there's probably players deserving of a chance over him. But he's been picked by the manager, so he's just got to go with it. I'm hoping they'll take confidence from the weekend, and again, as Port says, just hopefully we can see an improved performance, a consistent performance, and come away with a result that we're proud of to get the game off to a start and the European campaign off to a start. That, as I said, it's a favourable tie at home against Genk, so I think we should be looking for the 3 points and nothing less.
Obviously, if we get a result, that becomes two in a row, and then you get a domestic game, you're hoping it becomes 3 in a row. But small steps, and I suppose that's where we are, man, if we're honest. Oh, Domano.
Aye, sorry lads, I'll come in.
Aye.
I'm in a hotel, so I've got dodgy Wi-Fi, so just kind of cut out there for about a minute.
I'm
Yeah,
just
she's
saying that
back in now.
obviously if we can get a result today and then that's 2 in a row and then the rest of it make it 3 at the weekend, but that level of consistency's got to come or the pressure's always going to be there, isn't it?
It's still game by game in the eyes of the fans, I think. The board and that might not be taking that short-term view, but certainly the fans is. It's, to me, he needs to win every game in September, and then we take it for there. Anything less is just failure, because we've had that bad a start. But it's about the night, isn't it? It's about getting 3 points, getting money for that, getting a good start to the
Competition,
European
aye.
campaign.
You're right, mate. You're right. It is a big game because Europe's important, isn't it? The revenue's important, the prestige is important. But if 22 taught us nothing, you never know. You never know.
No, indeed, mate. That's what we built. You know, single-handedly, Rangers have built that coefficient, and that's what we've really excelled at. We're best, if I'm really honest. As in these European competitions, albeit Champions League. I believe the Champions League was just a step too far up here. I'm going to be brutally honest. I don't think the team was ready for Champions League yet under Russell Martin. So was I hurt? Was I angry? Of course I was. But I still believe at this stage, and I've said this before. I believe we are a Europa League team, mate. That's where we are. That's the level we're at the moment. Which I think, as I say before, this is going to be a process. It's going to take a wee bit of time, a few transfer windows to get this team to where we can, make some sort of dent in the Champions League. But right now, where we are domestically and where we are as a club, I think this is a tournament that suits us, and we've proven that over the seasons. That since Gerrard came in, we've proven that's our level next year, and that's not a slate on Rangers, by the way. That's just where we are as a club at the moment, mate.
I just think Champions League money was really another building block for us. And aye, but we wouldn't have been a Champions League team at the minute. But you know what, sorry, millions, and that brings you closer to being a Champions League team at 20, 30, 40 million. So I think it was a step too far for us.
You wouldn't
Aye,
have knocked it back, the man up there. You wouldn't have knocked
oh,
it
no
back.
chance. No,
I
no
know
way.
you're a young man, but you wouldn't have knocked back the lottery because you weren't ready for it, would you?
No. I need to start doing a lottery. No, my luck, I'd win it.
Right, I'm just going to ask you, right, how's it going to go tonight, Robert?
2-0 Rangers, mate.
What?
3-1.
Tomorrow.
3-0, 2 in the first half, one in the second half, and
Wow.
so the crowd will keep us going.
Wow. Listen, I'll take a Bridgeman. I'll take a Bridgeman all day long. Obviously, I would prefer the Marnock's result because it would help with the nerves, but I'll take a Bridgeman because it's about trying to get the 3 points in the European competition at home. But listen, last word for your good self, the Marnock, and then Robert.
Aye, enjoy the game, lads. Hopefully we get 3 points, and then it's on with Livy in it and get another 3 points here. So I'm on the Rangers. Let's get it done tonight.
Robert?
Cheers, mate. Looking forward to the game. Hopefully you all enjoy it out there, and hopefully we can come back on with a victory under our belts again to start off a European campaign. Let's go.
What there?
Aye, totally concur with the boys, mate. Let's go and do this. Let's go and get ourselves back in the map. Let's finally kickstart this season off. And this could be the catalyst next year to, bigger and better things. Go on, Rangers, and I hope to hear plenty of callers, mate, in the next part of the show.
Right, thanks to the Marnock. Robert, and of course the one and only Port for doing the show. Fox and All School Blue for doing the technicals. This is Rangers Radio. We'll be back 15 minutes after the final whistle, hopefully celebrating the Rangers victory. Take it away, All School Blue.
The famous RFC. Na 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 na.